Hello, viewers. My name is Audrey Zelinka, and I'm one of your student correspondents with the Maroon Devils Network. This channel was created in 2014, and since then we've had over 430,000 views.
Good afternoon. This is David Outlaw. I'm at Swain High School in Bryson City, North Carolina, and tonight your hometown Maroon Devils men's soccer team will be taking on the Tuscola Mountaineers. Your Devils will be in maroon, and the Mountaineers will be with the white tops and black shorts. Come off a tough loss. The Devils did. They had a home game Monday this week against Inca. And Inca came in as quite a juggernaut and had scored 9 goals to our 0. We're hoping, obviously, for better results tonight. We're playing Tuscola, who we did play last year. And last year's game, which was held in Tuscola, was 5-4 Tuscola. So the Devils are still in their non-conference schedule, getting ready to start conference on Monday with an away game against Murphy, and we are awaiting kickoff. Referee signaled go for it, and boom, we're underway. Played the ball right up to the Tuscola keeper, who punted it out right at the half line, and it's going to go out of bounds for a Swain throw. Brendan Lanning threw the ball in for Swain, goes to Tuscola, who works it around the back, and it's stolen. Mason Moore, and he scores. So 34 seconds into the game, and Swain's on the board 1-0. Mason Moore stole a pass in the back from Tuscola and netted the ball for a 1-0 lead for Swain. So Tuscola will have the kickoff now. They'll pass it back into their defense, and their defense just kicked it forward. Don't quite understand the strategy there.
That ball is too inflated. They're not supposed to bounce that high.
There's no such thing as too inflated. I guess there is. My cohort here in the box said he thought the ball was too inflated. I don't know. Maybe. Bounced awful high. My cohort is Jack Gray, who does the PA announcing. And every once in a while you'll hear us have a little dialogue while the show's going on. Throw in for Swain here. Thrown in by Clayton Schuler. Puts it up, headed by Tuscola, chested by Kyle Wynn. Played up. Swain's had possession for a little bit and wins it back. Brendan Lanning trying to find someone in the middle there. He's trying to find Mason Moore in the middle again. Tuscola trying to work out a breakaway. Swain's got a player down. Yeah. I think that's Mason Moore down with a referee's checking with him, motioning for. Yeah, he motioned for the for us to come on to probably stop the clock. Yes. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. I'm trying to determine if the referee had asked for the clock to be stopped, and he never did, but we stopped it anyway.
When he started touching his watch.
That's good. Yeah. Swain early on in this game so far, besides scoring the goal, and we're only a little over 2 minutes into the first half, but the ball has stayed almost exclusively in Swain's offensive half of the field. A little easier for us to give you some yardages today. We were here Monday, and yeah, there were no football marks on the field Monday. As you can see today, we have it's been lined for assume what will be a Friday night home football game this week.
That's 14, right?
Yeah, into or at least. Yeah, Abraham Pena into the game for Mason Moore, the goal scorer tonight, is slowly walking off the field. primarily under his own power. Referee's taking a look. Likes what he sees. Clock's back going. We're underway. And that one's going to go out for a goal kick for Swain. Beautiful night here for playing soccer. If you're into basking in the sun and enjoying the rays of sunshine, then you won't be too happy with tonight. We have an overcast sky, but Idalia, the Hurricane Idalia is raging through Georgia and into South Carolina right now, and I suppose part of this cloudiness can be attributed to her. Ball's cleared by Kyle Wynn. Tuscola spending a little time here in Swain's part of the field. Shot taken, blocked. It's blocked by Max Wilmot. Ooh, hit it out. And out of bounds for a
Max Wilmot with a nice save, and then headed out by Brennan Lanning. Then a wide shot. Calls for a goal kick for the Devils.
goal kick coming up. Tuscola gains possession. It's going to be out on Swain. Throw for Tuscola here. I don't know how well you can see them on the TV, but with the white lines of the football, the maroon lines are the soccer lines. They've gotten a little faint with the rain and everything we've had. I probably hadn't had a chance to go over them and color them. Be a corner kick for Tuscola. Ball's up toward the back post. Had a runner. They had a runner coming in on that back post that looked kind of scary, but unable to convert. Tuscola now all of a sudden is turning around and getting the lion's share of possession here. I'd like to change that back and have the Devils put it in their offensive end. Evan Hall with the ball. Tried to pass it to Pena, but didn't make it. That'll go out for a Swain throw. Swain unable to secure possession there. Pena fighting. Tuscola wins possession. It's been quite a turn here from the first couple of minutes until now. First couple of minutes, Swain kept the ball and they're attacking in. There's a nice block by Evans, Matthew Evans, the goalkeeper. He punts it out, trying to pinpoint it to a Swain player. Evan Hall. Shot taken. And keeper, I don't think was sure whether he could pick it up or not. It had gone off of the Swain defender's foot, but it was not with intent. Wasn't a pass. So I think he would have been okay to pick that up. Tuscola tried to tee up a shot and has teed up a shot, but it's going to go wide and high. 2 coming in for Swain.
Looks like Cristobal de la Cruz Esquier is going to enter the game.
Cristobal de la Cruz and Jaden George, number 40, just entered the game. Goal kick for the Swain Maroon Devils. Played out wide left, back into the middle, give again. Well tackled by a Maroon Devil there. I think that's De La Cruz that made that tackle. And that's going to be a Swain throw-in. Nice clean throw. Trying to get the ball to Pena up top and struggling a little bit there. Nice header to deflect that ball. We have throw in for Swain. And referee's going to stop the clock for another injury. Yeah, I mean, we're trying to decide. The referee typically will cross his arms together to let us know to stop the clock up here, and we're kind of having to decide on our own. Bear Wilmot into the game for Swain. Swain seems to have a growing list of impaired players, injuries.
They're dropping like flies in a bombed little room.
Our press box here just got treated, just insect bombs, and we're just talking about 20 players right now are dropping like the insects that had fallen on the floor in here. It's going to go out. It's going to be a throw for, so going for, nope, I think the referee's going to make him change it. Yep. Originally the lineman was saying it's going to be a throw in for Swain, or the assistant referee said for Swain, but the center referee's overruling it and saying, no, we're going to give it to Tuscola. Evan Hall? No, I'm sorry, Clayton Schuler won that ball. Schuler with the ball. Looking for Pena up top, but he's not going to get through to that one. I'm sorry, it's Clayton Schuler. I think Evan Hall is out of the game right now, isn't he?
He's on the line.
Oh, to come in. All right, he's about to come into the game. Yep. Evan Hall and Schuler, kind of from the press box, look very similar. So Kyle Wynn had the ball momentarily. That's going to go out for a Swain throw, and I think we'll take the opportunity for a substitution here.
Substitution for the Devils. Evan Hall's going to enter the game. He's coming in for number 10, Kyle Wynn, who is also in the game.
Evan, be easy to follow. He's got pink shoes. Shot taken. Stopped by Matthew.
Who is that, number 4? James Sanchez. He deserves a mention.
Shot taken, and it's over the top.
Over the top. So the Devils get a goal kick. That was James Sanchez with some impressive defensive work, keeping the Devils sheet.
James Sanchez with some good defense there, helping the Devils. Goal kick here for Swain. No, I guess it's not a goal. Okay, now it's a goal kick. He was putting it on the white line. I was trying to figure out what he's doing there. Just some mundane field dimension information for you while we're watching soccer play go on. And you notice there's 2 boxes on the end of the soccer field. Call one the 6-yard box and one the 18-yard box. And 6-yard box, if you start at one goal post and go 6 yards toward the sideline, that's where one corner of it will start. And then you go 6 yards in from the end line all the way across to the same spot, the mirror image spot on the other side. So if you walk from the goal post toward the sidelines, it's 6 yards to the edge of the box. And if you walk from the end line to the 6-yard box, edge of the 6-yard box, that's where the other line is. Same principle with the 18-yard box. You've got a little dash. You'll see the white dash out there. That's not the one we're talking about. You can't hardly see it, but there's a red dash out there. That's a penalty spot that is used if a penalty kick is given, is awarded for a foul inside the 18-yard box, a defensive foul from the defense onto the attacker.
In Europe, is it the 18-yard box, the 18-meter box?
My cohort here's giving me grief whether it's an
I actually don't know the
18-yard box or 18-meter box in Europe, and I believe it's 18-yard box. We might do some Googleizing here just to verify that. I think the yards are the standard.
The holdout for the
Yes, but and then I mentioned, I think Monday you'll look and you'll see the little arc at the top of the 18-yard box, and that is a 10-yard radius from the PK spot along that top part of the. It's an arc there along the top part of the 18, but it originates at the penalty spot.
because it's always got to be 10 yards space, right?
You have to be 10 yards from the ball.
Any free kick.
Right, any free kick or
And is that 10 meters or 10 yards in Europe?
my cohort is still worried about the meter yard thing. He's a math teacher. You can see where.
Numbers matter.
It's going to be a throw in for Tuscola. Oh, other interesting dimensions. And shot taken, defended nicely.
Whose head was that? Wharton?
I think it was McLean Wharton, that blocked that ball. Not sure if he got his head on it or chest on it, but he certainly blocked it from being a bad thing. It's going to be out of bounds. It's going to be a corner kick.
Of the evening. 16 minutes into the game.
Short corner taken, crossed into the middle, header. It's going to go out now for a throw-in.
Throw in for the Devils. And a trio of substitutions for the Devils. Looks like Kyle Wynn's coming back in.
Kyle Wynn coming back in for the Devils. A couple others.
And
Having a hard time getting numbers here.
22. Edwin Lozano. Pretty sure it's 22. I believe also that's Edwin Lozano who had the game after a foul by Tuscola.
Foul, free kick taken. Okay, here we go. We all know the internet is always right, even though Abraham Lincoln said don't always believe what you see on the internet. But while many regions use different measurement systems, soccer fields in major leagues are always measured in yards. So, yeah.
I didn't even know that they even knew what a yard was in Europe anymore.
They probably line their fields. So they probably convert it to meters because they probably don't have any yard tape measures. So, Mr. Mathematician, how many, in the 6-yard box, how many meters is that?
5.8.
He says something around 5.8 maybe. Shot taken over the top. Swain's dodging a bullet a little bit here. We spent the first 2 minutes in our attacking half, and we're struggling to get back on the other side of half line now. Since then, there's 22 minutes left in this first half. It's 1-0 Devils. Cameraman today, Josh Gordon. Josh, do we have a scoreboard on the yes, we do have a scoreboard. Monday we didn't have a scoreboard on your screen, but we do today, so I don't have to be as careful about letting you know what the score is. Shot taken, and that's going to be a goal. He's going to even it up right there for Tuscola. 1-1 with 21 minutes, 32 seconds left in the first half.
32 seconds left in the first half. Tying it up 1-1. That was the goal that was coming.
Hate to say it, but you give them enough tries, and sooner or later, one's going to find the back of the net, and that's what happened there. Swain back kicking off. Clock's back going again. We're underway. Going to be a free kick for Tuscola here. Getting back to the dimensions of the soccer field. And I don't know if the high school rule book, which is always a little different and usually follows rule changes anytime that the shot taken, blocked quickly. Usually anytime the FIFA changes rules, it takes high schools a year or two to, but they always usually conform and follow up. It's going to be headed out for a corner kick.
Evan Matthews with a save, and then Clayton Schuler
But according to the FIFA rules of soccer, a soccer field can be anywhere from 100 to 120 yards long. Well, ours here is 120, and can be anywhere from 50 to 100 yards wide. The only stipulation being that it has to be longer than it is wide. Doesn't say if it's by 1 inch or a half inch or 1 yard or what, but it has to be longer than it is wide. Well, obviously we have no problem here. I can't remember, Jack, how wide is a football field? 53 yards. So our field is 53, which for this age group is a little narrow. It would help them a little more. There's a shot taken by Tuscola. Going to be another goal kick. But since most American high school football fields, and that's what they were built for, was by football and a track running around them like we have here, we're kind of limited to having them the same size as a football field. If we had a little more space to work with, we could make them wider.
53 by 120, right?
Yep, 53 by 120 is what we have right here. There's other considerations you have to take in. We could make them a little bit wider, but there's also high school rules about how close to the fence you can be, and we'd start running into that problem. So anyway, that's why we have it as wide as it is. Could have been a handball there, but referee didn't see it that way. Shot taken, and Matthew Evans comes up with it. Going to punt it out. Did not get it to its intended recipient. Shot taken, deflected up in the air. It's going to bounce. was not probably what Coach Cochran would have liked for that ball. Put back right in the middle. Our starters tonight for the Maroon Devils, since I hadn't gone over those yet. 11th grader Clayton Schuler, number 2. 10th grader Evan Hall, number 3. 11th grader James Sanchez, number 4. Corner kick coming up here. Let's watch it and see what happens. Number 5, Brendan Lanning, an 11th grader. Corner kick's taken. Tried to find the runner coming through there, put it on the ground. Number 6, Mason Moore, an 11th grader. Number 9, Max Wilmot, an 11th grader. Number 10, Kyle Wynn, a 12th grader. Number 13, McLean Warden, an 11th grader. Number 17, Oliver Reyes, an 11th grader. Number 22, Edwin Lazama, an 11th grader. And in goal, number 26, Matthew Evans, a 10th grader. Going to be a goal kick here for Swain. Kendall Cochran's your head coach, assistant coach. Driver Blythe, team manager Karina Klein, and Maya Burrows-Kerr, and Lola Collins, and Anna Gray, and Abby Frost. Rich in team management. Ooh, kind of a scary situation there. Matthew Evans came out and handled it adequately. Foul on Swain. Be a free kick for Tuscola. On a more somber note, yesterday the Maroon Devil family suffered a tragic loss with the passing of Chase Cochran. Chase is the brother of Maroon Devil coach Kendall Cochran. Our hearts are heavy with Chase's passing. We ask everyone listening to please take a moment and give a moment of silence in memory of our friend here in Swain, Chase Cochran. The players tonight are wearing a black band, I believe, on their shoelaces in his memory. Free kick taken, played out wide, played out of bounds by the Maroon Devils. It'll be a throw-in for Tuscola. Thrown into the corner, back to the thrower. The thrower takes a shot off the crossbar, maybe off of Matthew Evans' fingers first. Another shot taken over the crossbar.
Matthew Evans gets just enough of that first ball to make it go, to bounce off the crossbar, and then it
Upright.
goes over. So we'll have a goal kick for the Devils. I was being generous.
Goal kick coming up. As a teacher at Swain High School, a retired teacher now, but I did have the pleasure of having Chase Cochran in my class. So I just wanted to pass that along as well. Throw up the right sideline. Cross. And Matthew Evans deflected it, and unfortunately, Tuscola followed up and was able to bury the ball in the back of the net. That's going to make it 2-1 Tuscola. Looks like Matthew Evans might have got a little contact to the side of his head or eye or something. I think he's all right. Well, we'll see. We'll have to see. Get him a drink of water. A little under 15 minutes left in the first half. Swain, after starting off with a flurry, has kind of back on their heels right now. Good hustle by Schuler. Clayton Schuler almost stole that ball, forcing pressure forces errors, and you can keep pressure on. Bad passes are made sometimes. Less time a player has to think about something, make his mind up, and make it happen, more chance he's going to make a mistake. When I was coaching, I used to tell players, well, one thing I'd tell them was Santa Claus is always good to kids that hang out around the back post when a cross is made. And the other was keep pressure on them.
What do you call this is the crossbar. What are these?
Uprights, I guess.
Deflected off the upright.
Yes. My cohort here asking uprights, crossbars questions. That's what we're going to call them anyway. On the goal, the posts coming up and down are going to be uprights, and the one going across is a crossbar. Oh, got Wharton back in up top. That's definitely a plus. He's our goal scorer tonight.
I have an off-topic question for you. You know they're going to finish the road to nowhere for David?
Shot taken. Oh, and another goal. Back post right inside in the side net there. 13 minutes and 2 seconds left in the first half, and that's going to make it 3-1. Football team just returning from practice here. They have a game coming up. I guess it's a home game, judging on the fact that the field's painted. Unless JV's playing here tomorrow night. I don't know which it is.
They're playing Franklin on Friday. I don't know about JV.
Is it home? Yeah, we do have a home game against Franklin this Friday for the varsity. Varsity's 2-0 right now.
Big win against Smoky Mountain last
That's right. Beat Smoky Mountain last week. I was able to watch that on the Maroon Devil Network. You too can watch it on the Maroon Devil Network if you're not able to make it out to the game. You can always count on the home games being streamed live, unless there's some kind of something comes up we don't know about. Away games, however, have to get the permission of the hosting school before we can do that. And sometimes they want a fee, and sometimes they just don't want us to do it. So sometimes we have it. Sometimes we also run into internet problems sometimes. Swain in the attacking end here. I don't know if we want to make a correlation or not, but Mason Moore back in the game, and we're keeping the ball on the attacking end a little more. 11 minutes, 52 seconds left in the first half. Again, it's 3-1. Bad guys. Throw in for Tuscola. Another throw in for Tuscola. Played out and into the stands.
do it again. Another 20 yards down the field.
Tuscola makes a substitution. Throw into Moore. They get their feet tangled together. Oh, Moore might have re-aggravated his ankle or whatever.
So it was a foul by the Devils. It would be a free kick for the Stola. Just crawl on, buddy. You can crawl.
Looks like Moore's going to have to. He came in and gave it a good try, but I think he's going to be. We have to tether him on the bench down there. Swain started a new program this year, a new athletic program, girls golf. Jack, are they practicing right now?
Some of them probably are. They had their first game canceled yesterday, their first match.
Their first golf match yesterday was canceled for weather. And but I mean, the girls' season is the fall season. The girls' season for golf is fall, and I guess the guys are in the spring, aren't they?
That's correct.
Yes. So
They play 9 holes.
they play 9 holes. They walk it. They various courses around the area. I guess every school has a different home course. Oh, nice long shot taken, bent in the left upright. 10 minutes, 3 seconds left, and it's going to be 4-1 Tuscola. That's a tough one to give up right there. They're all tough to give up, but that one just bent right inside the left post. There you go, Jack. That's another thing. The posts we'll call the upright.
Uprights feel like football.
Upright does sound more football-y. We're going to call it the post. I've heard hit the post before, so yeah, we'll call it the post. The upright, the post. Tuscola getting a little fancy with the footwork there, but Swain wound up with it. There's a meg. Probably unintentional, but a meg nonetheless.
Tuscola will get the throw in.
Just like Tuscola is going to make the substitution here. Referee is not motioning anything to us. Keep seeing him touch his clock, his watch on his arm. So I don't know. I guess he's going to go by our time whenever the horn goes off. We're going to make some noise when the time runs out anyway. See if he acknowledges it. I'm sure he will. They use most of the referees. They have a watch on to keep the time in case the stadium clock malfunctions. I came up through the coaching ranks, coaching youth soccer and travel soccer, and in those, most of the time, the referee just kept the time on the field. There was never a scoreboard, and if there was, that was just an estimated time, and it was usually shut off in the last 2 minutes, which is how high school used to do when I first started coaching high school.
I did that once and got yelled at.
Even colleges now. In fact, in colleges, the last 10 seconds are counted down by the PA announcer.
Seriously?
Yes. Like 10, 9, 8.
It's like
He is required to count off any college game you go to. They'll count off the last 10. You're only catching my part of this conversation with my cohort here, but I'm having to convince him of this.
I refuse to believe it.
I think maybe next week we're going to get him a headset, and it's entertaining.
Oh yeah, I'll be the color guy.
You'll be the color guy. Add some color to the broadcast. We got Josh over here on camera. He just kind of sits in one place and moves that thing around. If they start streaming golf, he's going to have to get on his horse and move around a little bit with that camera. I don't know. We'll see how that goes.
Get a drone out there.
Probably just set him up on the first tee, every time somebody comes around to the first tee. Shot taken. Is going to go wide right. Be a
Strong defense by the Devils keeps the score 4-1. You get a goal kick now, 4 for the Devils.
got another Devil
Oh no, is it a corner?
down.
Correction, we'll get
It's going to be a corner kick here.
Tuscola.
Yeah, he just motioned to stop the clock. I saw it that time. He signaled. Maybe he finally believes we're doing this.
Like this, though. Wasn't a very good stop the clock. I might be doing a bird. Oh, Bear's coming back in.
We should have our athletic trainer, Carrie Powell, show up here before too long, hopefully. It all depends on how much patching up she has to do with football team after practice. A lot of times she has to go in and do, if somebody gets banged up a little bit at football practice. Athletic trainers are required to be at the practices of football, or anytime football has anything going on, they have to be there. It's considered the most dangerous sport. But Carrie always shows up anytime she can for the soccer and for any sport. She's an institution here at Swain High School. Carrie Powell. Going to be a throw-in for Tuscola after they make a substitution here. Down to 6.5 minutes left in this first half. 4-1 Tuscola. Field switched. Tuscola is moving the ball around, stringing some passes together here. Kind of reminiscent of what Inca was doing Monday night. They were one of the best passing teams I've seen. Their ability to pass the ball around. Evan Hall chested that ball out of bounds. Ooh. My cohort asked me if I ever think about reffing these games here. Jack did. And I say unequivocally no. I did that before I started coaching, I refereed. Yes. Yeah, it's okay. $100 and any fruit that gets thrown at you, you get to keep. Gatorade bottles. Yeah. I was a lineman. Funny story. I was a lineman at a game one time. It was in Dade City, Florida, and we were leaving the game, and I heard somebody up from the side, kind of up above us. I forget exactly how it was, but yelled down, "Good game, ref." And I nodded and said, "Thank you." And he said, "Not you." I was talking to the center referee. I'd called an offside. I'd put the flag up for an offside that most of the hometown fans did not agree with me. I'm sure they had a much better angle from their perspective on the bench, and their training had been much more extensive.
Yes.
But
they didn't have an axe to grind.
right. Which, incidentally, that's over the top for it's going to be a goal kick for Swain. 3 minutes and 17 seconds left. I didn't get these referees' names, but the crew seems to be doing a real good job down here, other than we're not getting our signals up here to turn the clock on and off.
But now we are.
But now, all of a sudden, yeah, the last time we did get a signal. But referees keep staying up with play, and they did a study, and this was years ago I read this, but it was in the Serie A, which is the Italian highest soccer league, and they put, I don't know if it was GPS trackers. There's a shot taken over the top. Put them on the referee just to see how far a referee would travel in a typical game, and the center referee would travel in the neighborhood of 7 miles in a game. Yeah. Actually, they typically run in a diagonal. A referee, if you'll look, you call it either, you'll tell your linesman as the center referee, you'll say, I run lefts or I run rights. If you run lefts, that means when he looks at your sideline, you're going to be on his left. If you're running rights, you're going to be on his right. So they'll either be, catty-cornered one way or catty-cornered the other way. Swain with an opportunity here, cleared out. And then when they're catty cornered like that, the referee tends to run a diagonal so that the ball is typically between him and one of the linesmen in his sight. So he can see the linesman if the linesmen make a signal, and they both are looking at that view. So here he's running lefts. He's got the referee, and he will basically run from the visitors' locker room here back toward the concession stand is the line that he should typically run. Now he's kind of a little bit in a awkward position. The ball's on that side, and he may not. Well, he may not think like he was taught, because that's the way we're taught. I went through the course.
At this level, he's taught that way.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Well, I take that back. I learned through USSF, which is a step down from FIFA. You know, I went through their training course, and we were taught that. And then when we did high school, it's totally different. We usually wore a different patch. It's a totally different thing. And I'm not sure the training's extensive just for high school, but most of these referees probably also referee at the club level, and they've received the training to be able to do that, because you have to get the training in order to do it. And the refereeing, just like in playing, you can move up the ranks theoretically all the way to where you're refereeing FIFA World Cup games. Not from high school, but through the club ranks whenever you get the USSF, or United States Soccer Federation refereeing badge. I'll talk more about it in the second half. We're about to call it a halftime here. 3 seconds. And that's going to be the end of the first half. And after 40 minutes of play, it's going to be 4-1. Devils went on the scoreboard first with a goal. 2 minutes in, or no, 30 seconds in. And since then, it's pretty much been all Tuscola. We'll be back for the second half in just a little bit. Please come back and join us then. And welcome back for the second half of your Swain Maroon Devils hosting the Mountaineers of Tuscola. 4-1 Mountaineers right now. Again, recapping the first half. Swain came out about 36 seconds into the match, stole the ball, and put it in the back of the net for a 1-0 lead. Since then, except for about the first 2 minutes that we seem to be controlling field possession, or if you want to call it that. We were in their attacking half. Since then, it's pretty much been all Tuscola. Swain has been plagued with some injuries, which can definitely have an effect on the flow of play. And Swain's going to get possession here for a second.
I don't even know if that counts.
Yeah, it wasn't even a second, Jack says. Soccer can look so simple, but it's just not. I mean, controlling the ball with your feet and trying to look and see where people are that you need to pass to, or where the pressure's coming from, who's breathing down your neck. It's difficult, and that's why having plenty of space is a good thing when you receive the ball. The more space you have, the more time you have to space equals time. The more time you have to decide, figure out what you're going to do. And that's why we talked in the first half about putting pressure on a player. When you put pressure on that player, they're trying to look at the ball. Where is it at on their feet if they can't just feel where it's at, and find a place to pass it. We were talking referees right before we went into the break at halftime, and Jack Gray and I were talking about it during the halftime. And the referee system, you can move up Tuscola with a opportunity here, takes a shot, and puts it in the net. It's going to be 5-1 Tuscola. 38 minutes, 29 seconds left in the game. But these referees, high school referees, are not part of that system that moves up. Most of them are, but they aren't when they're refereeing high school. Most of these referees also ref in the club leagues and travel ball leagues around the area. If you look on their chests, there's a place for a patch to go on the referee uniforms. And it's a different patch that you wear when you're refereeing high school or college. It'd be an NCAA patch. Here it would be a North Carolina High School Activities Association pass. And if you're refereeing club ball or travel ball, it would be a USSF, United States Soccer Federation patch. And those patches change, and even change color as you move up in USSF. You can move up and become a state referee, a national referee, and conceivably a FIFA referee or a FIFA assistant referee. I was telling Jack that FIFA's kind of doing away with their assistant referees. What they want is everybody, in case of injury or whatever, if a referee were to get hurt, then one of the linesmen, well, they always have a fourth official now at FIFA games, and even at probably the national games. But they'd like for anybody to be able to step on the field and referee.
Isn't the fourth referee there to replace the center ref if he gets injured?
Yeah, the fourth referee, it is his job to replace the center referee, and the fourth referee always had to be a FIFA referee and not a FIFA linesman or a FIFA assistant referee.
But what if a linesman got injured?
Jack's asking, what if a lineman got injured? I imagine that I know that referees can also run lines or can be assistant referees, so I'm assuming if in a big match, a FIFA match, for instance, if a linesman blew out a knee or something, our assistant referee blew out a knee, then the fourth official would take his spot. Tuscola with a breakaway here, and again they put the ball in the back of the net. Referee assists. It's going to make it 6-1 Tuscola. Kind of a dilemma you face as a coach in games like this. When you're behind, you talk at halftime, and you're behind 4-1, whatever. You got to push up. You got to try to score. You're not going to stand a chance if you don't score. You can dig your heels in and defend all you want. You're not going to score if you go totally into defense mode. The tough part about that is when you spread out, try to push people forward to score against a team that can put the ball, make better passes and move the ball around better than you. You're leaving yourself thin in the back, and that opens up. You see this a lot, even in a closely matched teams. If it gets late in the game and a team is up 2-1, the team that only has one will push forward and try to put more people forward and an opportunity to get that scoring opportunity. And very often it leaves them a little thin in the back, and it's not unusual for them to give up a goal late when they were actually trying to make a goal. Be a corner kick for Tuscola, I believe. I was coaching here years ago, and I noticed we were hitting the ball high. A couple of people, especially, I certainly won't name names, but we were hitting the ball high during warm-ups when we were doing some shooting drills. And it just took me a few minutes to put together that they were trying to see who could hit the top of the locker or the home locker room behind the goal. Needless to say, I was went into some corrective action there to try to correct that.
That is not the goal.
That's not, yeah. We're not heading in the right direction, boys. Ball on the left side, brings it into the corner. And the cross is back behind the goal. I noticed Joanna McMahon here. She's this is her first year in retirement as a teacher, but she had always, for years, or ever since I've been involved with Swain soccer, and going to any games, any kind of athletics, she goes out and takes pictures, and she will literally take 100 pictures or 150 pictures at a game, and just puts them online, puts them on Facebook for kids to download if they want or do anything they want with them. It's just it's an awesome thing she does that kids at most schools don't have that. I mean, you can go after the game when those pictures get posted, and she usually tries to get pictures of every kid on the field, multiple pictures of every kid on the field, and you can go and get yourself some action shots. Just want to say thanks to Joanna McMahon. Tuscola moving the ball, keeping it in their attacking side. In their width, going to be a cross coming across, and it's deflected out of bounds. It'll be another corner kick for Tuscola here.
What was a slide tackle by the Devils? We get a corner kick out of it for Tuscola.
Short corner taken. Oh, it could be an offsides, though.
Yeah, I saw that last time. But we had our guys up against the post.
That short corner, a lot of times when you play it right back to the person that took the corner, if your defense gets out of there, gets away and pulls up some, it can leave that person in an offsides position, and that's kind of what I was looking for. But I think our players were kind of still in the area of the goal. Nice cross, but unable to reel it in over there. Cristobal de la Cruz unable to settle it. Tuscola. That's where we scored here early in the game. Picked off a ball right about there. It's picked off by Mason Moore, and he dribbled it in and finished it. Offsides. No goal.
Offsides by Tuscola. It'll be a free kick from the spot of the foul for the Devils.
And we was talking earlier about when I refereed, we put the flag up a lot quicker. They're instructed now to kind of wait and make sure that something actually does happen. And the fact that if it didn't matter, then they never put the flag up. But it obviously mattered there because we had to pick the ball out of the net. So soccer's an old game, but it's still evolving all the time. I guess if any of you out there are baseball fans, there's big changes in baseball this year with the pitch clock and limited throws to first base to pick off players. Size of the bases were increased this year. That's going to be it's a throw-in for Swain. I saw that it got kicked out for a goal kick. And soccer does the same thing. When I was first in coaching soccer, you could pass it back to your keeper and he could pick it up.
7 steps, right?
Something like that. They've changed it back and forth from 7 steps to a few seconds but you could throw it into him and he could pick it up. You could pass it back to him and he could pick it up.
Can you throw it back to the keeper now?
You cannot throw it in directly to the keeper and have him take it. You can hit it to the keeper. It can be off your chest, but on a throw-in, it can't go directly to your own keeper and him pick it up.
Could you throw it and then have your own player head it?
No. Not if it looks like it's a planned action. If in the opinion of the referee, it was done that way to circumvent the rule.
So it's got to be a deflection, as in not a...
Well, if a ball's coming to a defender, he may hit it directly to his keeper on purpose, and that's okay. Right. But let's just say no, not necessarily. Now, a player who's very talented gets the ball up with his foot, juggles it a couple of times, and then heads it to the keeper. Not okay.
But since a head's a deflection, wouldn't it have been the kick is still coming from him?
Yeah, I don't know.
So, okay, could I...
No, you can't team up. You can't say... Yeah, no, you can't team up.
It goes back to the last kick. Who gave the last kick?
Yeah, it's in the opinion of the referee.
Yeah.
And it's really not who gets. If it's you, okay. If two defenders are back there, one chips it up to the other defender, and that defender heads it to the keeper. That's not allowed because it was circumventing the rule. Going over to the right side here. Shot taken. I don't know if it was supposed to be a shot or a cross. Had a couple of players crashing the goal for Tuscola. 28 minutes left in this ball game. That's headed out by a Swain player. Be a throw in for Tuscola. Swain with a little bit of offense there. Swain Middle School will be starting play. When's their first game, Jack? 13th of September? The 11th. The 11th of September.
13th is the game, our first home game.
13th will be the first home game here that the middle school will play. I think their first game might be against Cherokee at Cherokee.
Cherokee, and then...
Jack's got a son that plays. I have a grandson that plays. 2 grandsons that play.
Yeah, that's right.
And then we will play Smoky Mountain at home on the 13th. Is that correct? Yes.
That game's not official, but it's probably.
We're hoping. Swain defending, drops back.
What was the change of heart? What was the change of heart for that one? I mean, I think the people want to know. Both of them.
At this age, who your friends are and what your friends are doing is a big deal.
That's right. And brother.
Not so much.
Not so much.
Matthew Evans scoops it up. He's going to punt it out. We got to get Jack a headset here so you can hear this full conversation. Ooh, little tough contact there. It's going to go Swain's way. Be a free kick for Swain.
It'll be a free kick for the Devils. Tuscola traveled pretty well.
Mm-hmm. Looks like our athletic trainer, Carrie Powell. Is that her sitting there, Jack? About fourth over from on the bench, or third over from the left?
That is her, yes.
Yeah, she's sitting next to one of our players that needed a little attention.
She's the only one that would have a jacket on us right now.
Ooh, that's going to go out for a Tuscola corner kick down to 24 and under 24 and a half minutes left in this game. Again, 6-1 Tuscola. Tuscola with a corner kick. They're not going to do the short thing this, well, kind of shortish. Short-ish. Referee, assistant referee's right in the spot to see whether or not that's a offsides or not. Jack wanted me to point out to everyone out there in listener land that the Florida Gators will be playing tomorrow evening on ESPN, his alma mater,
Utah. Don't forget we're playing Utah.
against Utah, in Utah, for those of you that thought the hurricane might have an effect on the game. It's in Utah. I think we played Utah at home last year, or Florida. I said we. I did attend Florida, but I didn't graduate from there. Graduated from South Florida, University of South Florida Bull.
Utah was number 8 in the nation. We beat them last year.
I think Utah's number 8 in the nation again this year, aren't they?
They're up there, yeah.
Yeah, and Florida's unranked. At least I couldn't find them in the top 25. I looked twice.
Yeah, you're not going to find
They're not there. We've been a lot of talk about a new series on on Netflix called Swamp Kings, which chronicles the Urban Meyer era of University of Florida football.
the best of times and the worst of times.
I doubt very seriously we have many University of Florida fans in listener land right now.
There might be one.
There might be. Corner kick by Tuscola.
Hey, there's good TV fans, and that is good TV.
Yes, very interesting. If you haven't seen it, it's a very interesting documentary. And when Jack and I were leaving yesterday, we talked a little bit to Neil Blankenship, the athletic director here, who was for years football coach for many, many years, was a football coach here at Swain, and asking him about, is that really what goes on in college football? And he said, yeah. Yeah. That's the winning teams, the teams that have the upper edge.
Probably the soccer teams, too.
Probably in, yeah.
Maybe not the same exact thing, but the pressure and the effort.
Yeah, I did cute,
They're rolling around on mats.
cute soccer story. I used to always work the University of Tampa soccer camp. Keith, I can't remember his last name now, doggone it. But he was the head soccer coach. He went on to coach at the University of West Virginia, and coached at the national team level, assistant coach. Huh? No, I didn't see that. Was that a bad throw? Yeah, okay. Jack thought that was a bad throw. But, there's a goal for Tuscola again. Shot about a foot off the ground and 90 miles an hour. It's going to make a 7-1 score for Tuscola with 21 minutes and 5 seconds left in the game. Keith Folk was his name. F-U-L-K, I think, Folk. Or F-A-U-L-K, Falk, I forget. But Keith, I worked for him 2 or 3 years working at the University of Tampa soccer summer camps. But my son's best friend played for him at the University of Tampa, and he was saying that, and they won the Division II national championship one year, so they were very. It was a good program. It was Division II, but but at halftime they played particularly poorly in the first half, and Keith had a very bad habit, or not bad. He had a habit of being very vocal and red-faced and very animated when they had done particularly poorly or practiced bad or whatever. Well, he had him in at halftime, and he just pulled a chair up and he sat down and he said, "Guys, I just want you to know that this is not your fault. This isn't your fault at all." He says, "I place this totally on me, 100% on me, because I'm the son of a gun that recruited your sorry butts."
G-rated for the.
I did G-rate that. I dumbed it down a little bit, or cleaned it up for us a little bit. But and then he got red-faced, animated, and went off on everybody. And they went out and played a much better second half, according to my son's friend. He must have been okay, though, the coach, because when he went on to the University of West Virginia, my son's friend transferred to West Virginia and played for him there as well. Now my son's friend is a doctor. He went to West Virginia med school. Stop the clock. Got a player down. Yes. He said the referee signaled to stop the clock. We got a player just cramping up a little bit, it looks like. Fellow's name that my son's friend's name, he actually played high school for me. I coached at a different high school than my son played at. We were 23 public high schools in Hillsborough County, Florida. I coached at one school. My son played at another, and my son's friend went to school where I coached and played for me, and his name was Maroon Devils. And every time we went to an away game, it was so fun to listen to how the PA announcer would pronounce. Jack says he says that's not funny. Mostafavifar, M-O-S-T-I-F-A, F-A-V-I-F-A-R. Mostafavifar. His first name was Ahmad. He didn't use it. He went by Maroon. Well, I've noticed now he's a physician, and just for giggles, I looked him up, and he's I think working in Columbus, Ohio or somewhere, and he goes by his first name, which is Ahmad. Ahmad Maroon Mostafavifar. When I taught, I used to take kids that thought they were going to be a doctor or a dentist or something, and I'd write up a handwritten contract that they'd give me free medical treatment if they ever become that doctor or dentist or whatever. And somewhere I have a piece of paper from Maroon saying that he will give me free medical care. But I couldn't find it, and I doubt he would be able to. I've also got one from a gal whose father was a dentist, so she was going to become a dentist, and she signed one for me too. I don't even remember her name. Yeah. Referee's going to drop a free ball for the keeper to pick up probably here. It's another thing that's changed in soccer a little bit. And Matthew Evans picks it up, brings it out to the edge of the 18, and launches it. Headed back. Pena headed that ball back. Tuscola moving the ball around the back. Intercepted there. Briefly. It's Phoenix Taylor, freshman on the field there. Number 16. Clayton Schuler giving him a fit there. Winning the ball, putting pressure on. Love the pressure. Shot taken. Is it deflected?
Powerful shot. Towards the goal, goes just wide. We'll get a goal.
Shot goes wide. It'll be a goal kick for Swain. 18 minutes and a few seconds left in this game. 7-1 Tuscola. If you're just joining us, Swain scored the first goal of the match. And for the first couple of minutes, looked promising that we'd be able to maintain field possession, keep the ball on our attacking end. But the remainder of the game has not proven to be such. That was headed into a player. Swain headed it into a Tuscola player, deflected off of out of bounds, so we got the throw in. Swain got the throw. Shot taken and blocked. Shot, goal. Going to make it 8-1 Tuscola.
With their 8th goal of the night into the back of the net.
17 minutes and 18 seconds left in the half. Be a 7-goal lead. Evan Hall with the going to put the ball in play for the Devils. Backs it up to Schuler. Schuler looking on the right wing, unable to make the connection. Might have been a bad throw call right there. Yep. Both feet's got to stay on the ground even when you're through your follow through. You can drag that back foot, but it's got to stay in contact with the ground. Looks like he dragged it that time. Tuscola working the ball around the back. Swain trying to get a little steal in there. That's how our first goal, or our only goal, was made. Nice through ball by Tuscola. Looking to get a cross out of this probably, and he does cross it, but Swain able to foil the attack. Shot taken. And Matthew Evans able to swallow that one up. Throw in for Swain here. Under 15 minutes left in the game. Oh, that was deflected, and shot was taken. It was deflected and winds up in the goal for the 9th goal for Tuscola. That'll make it 9-1 with 14 and a half minutes left in the game.
See the Devils can hold on for another 14 minutes and 36 seconds.
Schuler again. I'm sorry, Evan Hall to start things off here. Passed it back to James Sanchez, who tries to find Phoenix Taylor up the left side, but goes out of bounds for a Tuscola throw. It's going to be out for another Tuscola throw. Nice play defensively there by McLean Wharton. That is going to go out for another Tuscola throw in here. Shot just left.
Shot goes wide of the post. We'll get a goal kick for the Devils.
The post. Our PA announcer just used the post. We've got an official name for it. I think that is kind of official, actually.
I think that I like that better than out there.
Yeah. Left of the post. When I was taking refereeing classes, it was pointed out by the illustrious instructor who was instructing us, according to the FIFA laws of the game, it's not even a law of the game that you have to have a net on the goal. Now, any leagues is going to make sure that it's there. I mean, they're not going to play without it. But it is in the laws of the game that there has to be corner flags.
Really?
Yes.
The net's just there so that
You can tell whether it was a goal or not. That's the whole purpose of it.
the flags are there.
To tell whether it's a corner kick or a throw in on a ball that rolls. Yeah.
That makes complete sense.
That was close on a corner.
Twice. It's close twice.
Close twice. They had two opportunities to finish that ball. Goal kick. Down under 12 minutes to go in the second half. We are in a situation right now. Another goal by Tuscola an unanswered goal by Tuscola will end the game. 9-goal lead in the second half, and the game comes to an end.
10 in the first or no? Yeah, we talked about that last.
Yeah, I don't think you can be mercy ruled in the first half. I think it has to be only the second half. Other sports, I don't know about baseball, but I know softball has. I think baseball does too in high school. Has similar type rules. It's going to be a throw-in for Swain. Shot taken, but it didn't go very far. It's blocked almost immediately. That's going to go out, I believe, for a goal kick.
Goal kick for the Devils. That was a goal kick, yeah.
Referee's checking the ball for its coefficient of restitution. It's a fancy term for its inflation, how well it'll bounce. I learned that in PE college. Everything has a coefficient of restitution. The bat, the ball, how much it deflects and gives bounce back. Shot taken, but that's scooped up by Matthew Evans. He's limping now, pulling up a little lame. We have struggled tonight to keep people healthy. Shot taken, and it's just to the left of the post.
That'll be another goal kick for the Devils. Might need a substitution. Or maybe he's faking.
I don't know if we have a plan B for goalie. I'm sure we do, but I don't see anybody on the bench in a different colored shirt. Oh, that's going to go out of bounds for a Swain throw. 9 minutes left in the game. 9-1 Tuscola. Evan Hall trying to get down the right side, get loose. Evan still giving good chase. Taken by, oh, great opportunity there. Phoenix Taylor almost had a chance for a good pass. Don't know what that was. But Matthew Evans comes up with it. Wharton. Down the right side. Not sure what that is, but it's going to go out for a Swain throw. Shot taken. It's going to be left of the post and higher than the crossbar.
Goal kick, Devils.
Or as Bob Euchre would say, just a bit outside.
He missed the tag.
It's a good time. I don't know if any of you out there are Atlanta Braves fans, but it's certainly a good time to be an Atlanta Braves fan so far this year.
Blow it in the NL championships. They always do.
My pessimistic partner up here says they will wait and see how they do through the playoffs.
Wasn't it in the 90s where they made it like every year?
They won one World Series, but you think about it, how many teams make the playoffs?
Yeah.
So, and there is the 10th goal, the 9th, puts them 9 goals ahead. That's going to be the game tonight. Mercy rule with 6:19 left in the game. Tuscola 10, Swain 1. Thank you for joining us tonight. For me and our photographer, Josh Gordon, we will see you next time. Thank you.